Hey guys, how's everybody doing? Hope everybody's taking care. Welcome back to Crypto News, and I'm Jeremy Lizarazo. So let's get right into it. So today we're kind of going to be talking about just two things really. You guys have probably most definitely heard about what's happened, especially with Vulcan Forge. You know, with that whole hacking and that they actually stole a lot of money, around like $140 million. And also there was another hack that happened on Bitmart earlier December, that they actually ended up taking about 150 million worth of things, but as in this article says, they ended up really taking a loss of $200 million. Now, this is just something I really want to inform you guys about because I know a lot of investors out there and a lot of people out there are worried about whether their assets and their investments are actually in a safe place, being in any type of wallet. And while generally per se nothing is necessarily safe, like not even in your own bank account, you know, like there's no need to be scared. This is just something that happens when it's a new thing. You know, you can't have the best security right off the bat. You can't have top-notch safety. You can't have, you know, everything starts somewhere. And if you know about money and how banks came to be, it was actually a whole messed up process, like to get to where we are now with banks and how we can easily transfer from one currency to another. Because back then, when banks were just starting to come out and being invented, each town had like their own bank, and you couldn't even trade money because their worth was different, and it was just a mess entirely. And there was many towns and cities that actually fell apart just entirely because, you know, the economy collapsed. Like they weren't able to, you know, hold it together just because banks weren't solidified. Like we didn't have a generalized idea of what a bank should be, or, you know. So as a matter of safety, you know, this is, I understand why people would be worried. Now, the actions that these companies took was actually absolutely perfect. Bitmart actually reimbursed everybody whose hot wallet, which is basically like the wallet that they're actively like exchanging coins with, replaced all the coins that they actually were stolen out of those accounts. And as well as Vulcan Forged, which is one of the gaming cryptos that I spoke about. I spoke about it in my last video, and its partnership with Sandbox and why it's such a great investment. And they actually, this is the CEO right here, they reimbursed all the PYR that was actually stolen from each wallet. The system that they used actually got hacked, and they were able to take people's keys for their wallets, and they just basically took out all their crypto and then transferred it to several different coins. I personally noticed when this happened because I was actively looking at one of my wallets and saw that one of my investments that I made in some altcoin actually shot up an insane amount. And I later found that it was only because these hackers were just kind of transferring these cryptos that they stolen from Vulcan Forge and all these Bitmart users into different types of altcoins, and then eventually just escaping off with them. Now, this is not something that we should really be worried about. As a matter of fact, I feel like even though it sounds wrong, this is a good thing that we're really being put to the test with what we need to work on, what we need to fix, you know, in this market space. As it grows, as it gets better, it will continue to get safer, you know. And this is just something I feel like everybody should know about. And I failed to mention about this whole Vulcan Forge thing because I wanted to save it for a video like this where I'm specifically talking about this. And, you know, it's just a new space. People just have to understand that some things are going to happen. You know, hackers aren't going to go away. They're going to try to find ways to steal, you know, and especially with something new like this, it's definitely susceptible, you know. But we're going to bounce back. We're making a comeback just entirely. The Bitmart community, you know, we're doing the best we can, in my opinion, and just the way it's going about. But yes, they've taken multiple cryptos from different accounts and just went off with it, which is unbelievable, but you know, it happens. So I recommend you guys to not really be too worried. Just make sure you don't log into fishy websites. You know, like when you're going into into swaps, just make sure it's the official swap before you try to connect your wallet, because that's a lot of problems that people have where they connect their wallets to a place that they shouldn't, a place that can easily be a scam. Like, for example, I was asked to do some research on this one crypto called MetaWars, and the further and further I looked into it, and I saw that they didn't really have a research team that they set out publicly. They said they had partnerships that they didn't. It's like things like that, but their trailer looked nice, the website looked decent if you didn't really look into it deeply. So it's really easy to fall susceptible to these types of scams. So please, people, just make sure you're very careful on what you're investing in. Always do your research. That's why I have the links down below, and stay safe, okay? But this is something that we're gonna have to deal with, and that I know we're gonna get past. All right, so I hope you guys learned a little something that maybe you didn't know. Everybody take care and please be safe, okay? I'm out.